What is up guys, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Strange Man mode journey. In the previous episode, we spent over 2,000 kills over at the Blurite dungeon just to use the Brian Saber for basically one task, but we did get some solid stats in the meantime, got a bunch of our combat fragments to tier 3, which is pretty nice. We'll be transitioning over to Cheldar for this episode, so I think the good starting point will be to send the remainder of the overall kills we've got the giant keys to, and hope for some rune upgrades, so let's quickly send that. Sadly there, from 8 in total, we didn't get any rune item upgrades, but we did get a fair bit of chaos runes as you can see, and like 27k, as well as a bunch of cosmics. And you might be asking yourself, what possible weapon upgrade could surpass the greatness of the Baronite Mace? Well, after I unlock the Pirate 2 questline for 27 Mages Renown, you shall find out shortly. You know, look how buff this dude is. You just know the weapons he's going to forge is going to be of an exceptional value. So, and that should be kind of having the equivalent stats of like a rune skim. But it's a tier 50 weapon, I think. And it's a stabby boy. So this is going to be our weapon for the next little bit of time. Until, I guess, we transcend to the very next Slayer Master. So we're going to ditch the maces, the blunt weapons, and begin stabbing some things. And sure enough, after a long day in the mines, digging up some more stuff to make further necklaces of passage, it's time to use the Shiloh Village BNB. So I'm going to go ahead and buy a night's rest. I don't know why you'd want to buy a pack of 5 tickets for the dorm, but yeah, you can get up to this cozy area. He'll take the pass. So if anyone actually knows what are the origins of this place, can you leave a comment down below? I'll just be over here kipping on this definitely comfortable looking bed. So let's see what the first one is going to be. That is genuinely really gorgeous. 153 blood veld, and I think I'll be doing myself a disservice if I didn't unlock the Mauritania questline and be able to kill them in the laboratory. That seems to be like the most out there spot I can think of. And beautiful, we've just caught a salmon in Karamja. Now we can go ahead and unlock the Mauritania questline. That also has a lot of cool unlocks. Eventually I might train some agility down in the Hallowed Sepulchre. Okay, let's go ahead and unlock Mauritania 3. That's all of our Sage's Renown gone. Oh, we get some refunded back for completing a few quests. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, we made it. I don't know if these things will aggro me immediately, but I think this is where we start to count our blessings for going on the Brian Rat grind. We got 89 strength, so we are gonna make the most of it. Mate, I hadn't even considered this, but look at that beautiful mithril plate body on the ground. That is in fact an upgrade for setup. Oh my god, I don't think there's anyone that can even contend with us at this point. There's no point trying. And there we have it. Level 90 strength. We get 4 Sage's Renown for that task. I think that's the most Sage's Renown we've had for a singular task, but we are looking incredibly strong. Well, we just hit 60 Slayer from this one assignment. Absolutely booming. Already 6 attack levels gained. And I think we're going to take a break after this assignment and get back to some good old skilling, because I feel like I've been doing combat for like 8 years. Also ended up hitting 60 smithing, because I want to take a little break from all the combat. I think before we continue with anything else, it would be prudent to probably go ahead and knock out tier 5. I believe with that we do get an X12 XP multiplier, so that should actually be really nice for all kinds of grinds, including combat, even though we already hit 90 strength, but yeah, that would be a nice thing to aim for. By the way, my newfound home for the last little bit of time has just been on Crandor. We've mined more than 600 worth of mithril ore and over 500 mithril bars at this point. So we are up to 75 mining and 63 smithing just from smelting bars. I was just having a movie night with some buddies, and yeah, it's just worth to come here and AFK in this peaceful place. And since we just achieved level 70 mining, I'm gonna do the 50 adamantite ore gathered task. Where better than the Heroes Guild? Let's keep this old school blue dragon some company while we gather up the finest green ore in the land. And there we have it. That was the final league task to push us over the threshold into tier 5. We get X12 XP right now, which is very nice, as well as a new fragment slot. So that should definitely help along with a lot of things in the game. For example, we can now chain a combo of both, having 3 times the resources and automatically banking all of them, which is very nice. Ah yes, welcome to the crafting guild. Let me take advantage of my 12x XP multiplier by using a little known about method, or not really even a method whatsoever to my knowledge. There's a couple of dairy cows back here, and as you can see, we have got a full inventory of buckets. Now we're planning on turning into milk. Just north of this place is the dairy churn we can use to create different cooking products, and I have really no idea what kind of XP you can get from doing any of the inventories, but I'm not sure if we can automate this process either. So if I milk it once, yeah, I'll have to do it like 28 times. That's right, pump that milk, bro, pump that milk. Oh yeah, 200 XP each time on 12x multiplier. This is the true method, dude. This is the true method. Yes, 61 cooking. So amazing. So I'm pretty sure no one else has ever done this method, even in the main game, let alone leagues, but as you can see, I'm getting upwards of 100k XP an hour, which honestly I didn't expect. On X12 rates, the beautiful thing about this is that it's very, very AFK. And then one inventory of milk gets put first into these pots of cream, and then pats of butter, and then cheese. So that might be like one inventory for half a level. That's pretty freaking nice. Aha, there we have it. 65 cooking over at the dairy churn. Possibly the only player ever to have used this method. And another massive oversight by Jagex, the alchemist, which normally should produce all food products in one action, has not been thought of for this specific place. So yeah, that took like an hour and a half, and we're 65 cooking. What a beautiful day to churn some butter, my friends. So now that we have experienced that phenomenal 100k XP an hour in cooking, I would like to take advantage of some legitimate higher XP for smithing these mithril into plate legs and possibly some plate bodies. So I think the road will be going until level 78, and then I can make some adamant plate legs. I think at that point then I stop smithing training altogether, and that's going to be the last upgrade we make ourselves. And the hunt for scenic anvils continues, starting out with the Keldagrim anvil. Hopefully we're not going to be prevented by some arrogant dwarves from using this. Very nice. 3000 XP per plate body, doubling up to 6000. That is a beautiful amount of XP. And after seshing some mithril plate bodies and bolts, we are up to a chunky 70 smithing. We'll need 8 further levels to be able to create the adamant legs, but for now, I think we can create at least a adamant square shield, which should be pretty big. And while we're here, we're also gonna go ahead and create a axe so we can have that for wood cutting. I think eventually we might also be able to create the rune one from the level we need for the plate legs anyway, so we've skipped some other grinds. Adamant axe upgrades, very nice. I talked a little bit about unlocking the Dorgashun city. There's actually a lot of content to do over there, including some of the weirdest foods in RuneScape. So just before I do that, I wanted to come down to Heminster. There's actually another lootable chest at like level 49 or 47 thieving. I want to do it at least until level 50 before I inevitably gain a ton of levels from stealing from the hand members to do the next part of the quest chain. But well, that was very simple. We just like thieved that chest like 4 times. There's probably like 15 fletching banked with those arrowhead tips. There's 50 thieving. I'm gonna be heading off to the ham tunnels now, and yeah, go for the 2 sets. So wish me luck. And that is the Death to the Dorgashun quest completed. Before us stands the splendor of the Goblin City. Wow, that was up to 43 range. That's actually kind of cool. We can explore the ranging guild and some of the stuff it has to offer. Eventually we'll get some ranged upgrades there, but speaking of which, that's the very first thing I'd like to do in this city. And these are among the finest upgrades in the land. Some frog leather body, some chaps, and finally some boots. This is how a true ranger is supposed to look like. Wow, we are ready for combat. Now I think the play will be to go ahead and unlock Chivalry before we return to doing any Keldar Slayer. And I think before the next Slayer Master we switch on over to, we'll also go ahead and unlock a defender of some kind as well. So as opposed to doing the boring thing to just unlock it, I want to test my weapons against the Night Waves training grounds. We are going to get a mountain load of defense XP from this quest, so I'm hoping it will actually unlock us the prerequisite to do King's Ransom, which is 65. Let's take a look. Yeah, we just hit 65, so that is absolutely gorgeous. As along with that, we got like 3 prayer levels. Whoa, we're up to 71 defense right there. Absolutely gorgeous. We may now attempt the Night's Wave training grounds, which may have been a massive mistake. I'm not sure if I can actually double back and unlock Piety from the quest unlock menu, but I guess we shall wait and see. And also we get an XP lamp. So far so good. We're on the second to last night. All we've had to eat is 1 lobster. Been able to successfully just put them on these dummies, and as long as we can flinch them, this Unholy Warrior fragment is tier 3, so we're getting like 30% increased accuracy. That's definitely helping to offset the fact that these weapons have actually like very limited accuracy. And that is the Knight's Waves completed. Good god, that's 240k XP in all of the combats. We didn't get strength level, but we got at least 2 or 3, both in defense and attack. And we have now unlocked Chivalry and Piety, so should definitely be a big boy upgrade for the rest of the Sly grind. Slayer? Anyways, we did also get a fragment. Oh, we're 100 combat, nice. That means we can use Duradaddy at some point. And that's actually pretty perfect because our next grind is going to actually be Ogre Coffins. I don't know if anyone currently watching this video has ever done this method for anything, but from time to time you occasionally get like some pretty high XP yielding like Zoga bones and Rag bones and Orc bones. And since we auto-completed Zoga Flesh Eaters as part of the Pirate quest line, I figured why not use this a bit outdated and also uncommon method to get us the rest of the way to actually unlock Piety as well. So let's get started. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually need to kill anything to get coffin keys, but we'll test it. And let's see how it goes. Also, we have unlocked Uglug's Stuff Seize shop, where we can purchase Relicin Balm to give me immunity from disease. I did not actually know that when you open the coffin, there's a small chance you get diseased, so this should definitely increase the quality of life for the remainder of this grind. Damn, look at that, we hit the Motherlode. There's some, I don't know how to even pronounce this, but that's gonna be probably upwards of 2000 prayer XP when I offer it up to the altar. Absolutely beautiful, and that's why we're here. And if you can see in the chat right now, we've just made level 3 in Venom Master, which is pretty goddamn huge. That gives us full Venom immunity should we ever choose to do Zora of Warcraft, which, yeah, honestly, that's pretty good to have. And 3 inventories later, we have ourselves just under half 100 Zoga Bones, as well as a few of the higher tier ones. I think we may have enough to head up to Wieldy right now to go ahead and train some of these. I'm also going to slap on Absolute Unit if I've even got some of the fragments that enable it. And yeah, hopefully we survive. Just slap these 2 on, and yeah, I'll see you back in Wieldy. Oh, also Elite Task, very nice. Also, can we stop and appreciate these gargantuan XP drops? Good lord, 3,500 XP a piece. That's no joke. And there we have 69 prayer, very nice. And there's the final bone. We now have level 70 prayer and therefore unlocking ourselves Piety. And we are well, truly and ready to get back onto the Slayer grind. I cannot wait to slice open some monsters with our newly gained power. And I think I'll jump back on the mining grind, spend like 1 level at each new location. We'll start with the Jetizo mines. Even though this place is filled with trolls, it actually does look kind of peaceful with this bottomless pit. And literally on the 3rd rock after the beginning, we found a fragment, and that made our Molten Miner advance to tier 3, which is a 100% guaranteed rate of things getting smelted, so, oh bro, advancement in every single way. And there we have it, level 80 mining coming in on the Strange Man. Truly an exceptional master of digging up natural resources by now. I think I've got about 650 mithril bars in bank. Got some XP passively from just smelting all the bars on the go. So we're going to convert everything, and if we don't have enough, I guess we'll just finish on iron. And of course we had to visit one of the more scenic anvil sites of all time, overlooking the battlefield and the decaying corpses of many lizards. And yeah, let's show off some more anvils we haven't used yet. So after smithing all that mithril, we ended on 76. We need 2 additional levels, so I think like I said before, I'm going to opt to do some iron. And each time you mine it, which should be extremely fast at 80 mining, you get 630. Some of the time the rock gets preserved as well, so yeah, let's just keep this going. We should be getting a fair amount of smithing XP per hour. And there we have it, 78 smithing is the end product, almost 82 mining as well. This has been very reclined to train at these rocks here at the Sisterhood Sanctuary. More importantly, that now unlocks us the ability to make some adamant plate legs, as well as that I think I might be able to make a rune axe. That's, yeah, 86. Where better to obtain the coveted upgrade than down in the Drainer sewer. It's soon becoming our base of operations for upgrading our equipment. We also got a fragment for production. Is that tier 3 for our smithing double? It is! Absolutely phenomenal. That's an increase from 15% to get double the items to 30%. That kind of stuff really counts when you start making things such as the Godsword blades, but where better to obtain the raw materials for my axe than in the heart of the wilderness. Nothing comes easy for this account, but everything is worthwhile. I hope this vampire dude is kind of cool with me coming down here a lot of the time to make my upgrades. I'm sure he won't mind. Let's go ahead and make the rune axe absolutely gorgeous. And there is our upgrade. And before we begin the slay grind in earnest, there's just one final update left to obtain. And there we have it. The Rag and Bone Man Part 2 quest has been completed. We get 5,000 prayer XP. And more importantly, we get the Ram Skull Helm, which actually has the stats of an Adamant Full Helm. So as far as I'm aware, this is now my best in slot. I will henceforth be known as the Ram Skull Shaman. We are ready to slay things now, let's go. Okay, now that we've acquired such immense power, the Adamant Plate Legs, the Piety Prayer, the Ram Skull, we fully send the slay grind until 75 with Cheldar. Hopefully nothing too bad like Bronze Dragons will get assigned, but let's go, let's see what we get. Trolls, that's a very nice one, let's go. Alright, we've done some trolls over at the Keldagrim area for the very first time. What will the Ram Skull Shaman be assigning next? Oh, 110 Daganov. There's quite a few locations you can go for this. You know what, let's do a Vanaka task for a change. I think you get a League task if you do this. Why would you give that? PTSD, dude. And there's another task completed. Luckily, Cave Slime's 3 points right there. That puts us at 164. That means we can start unlocking some superiors. Not that we'll get too many of them from the Cheldar tasks, but soon enough we're going to be moving on to the Wilderness with Cristelia in the next 4 levels. So yeah, I should have more of a chance to get Laren keys from some kind of fragment I can get a hold of, I think. So yeah, lots to look forward to. I'll be unlocking superiors at the next time we return, which will be right now. That is the first time we've gotten something Slayer specific that actually has some decent drops. It drops Mystic Pieces, which we don't actually have any armor whatsoever, as well as the Leaf Bladed Sword. So yeah, lots of updates, or lots of potential for upgrades, especially with halved drop rates. So yo, there it is, the Leaf Bladed Sword. How many of these have we killed? About just under 100. That's a massive upgrade right there. Absolutely gorgeous upgrades right before the end of the task with just 13 Turoffs left to go. Look at us, a true master of the Slayer skill. And I'm also stopping off at the Valley Furnace to go ahead and make myself a Ring of Wealth. Actually, the RDT contains some of the best items we can wear for the way we're choosing to progress right now. So a D-Med could be a massive, massive upgrade, along with things such as the Rune Kite Shield and other things on the drop table as well. So wonderful, there we go. Alchemaniac has now ascended to level 3. We get a maximum bonus to our Alch value. Not that we're especially in need of any more GP right now. Already got 1 million to our name. So I guess there might be some unforeseen expenses in the future. For now, that's actually really good. Level 3 in Alchemaniac. Well, alright, we got one more level left to go until we swap over to Cristelia, so let's see what Cheldar assigns for the last task. You hate to see it, so many lizards. And there we have it, 75 Slayer, we can kill gargoyles. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, they can't be assigned by Cristelia, so for the forthcoming 10 levels, not much money making or upgrade potential from those, but we do drift onto a brand new Slayer Master. There's a lot to cover. I'm looking forward to getting some Laren's keys, maybe a couple of pieces of Dagon High to improve the magic setup. But other than that, there's 75 Slayer. The stats are currently looking like this. 92 strength, 80 attack, and 80 defense. I guess we'll continue training strength now for a little while. So my next mini goal to get some upgrades before we transition to Cristelia will actually involve getting to the Ranging Guild and getting enough tickets to swap out for a green D'hide body upgrade. And first of all, to that end, I am going to go ahead and unlock Fletching. That will give us a lot of options to create ammunition, and we eventually also want to get to level 32 Fletching. And I'll go into detail on that a bit later. So I'm getting pretty tired of having to run around certain areas of Hesidius and Zaya without the proper teleport. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and bite the bullet. And we also got refunded a bunch right there, so that cost actually a lot less than is written. But in any case, there's the Karen quest lines completed. Very, very nice. As a starting point, I thought an unusual method would consist of making some bronze javelins. So we're going to make this initial batch of about 155. I'm hoping that the amplified XP will just speed this up to where we can instantly just move on to another method. Well, just making the shafts got me already to level 8, so let's see what producing all of these fine javelins will do. So halfway to our target of 32, very, very nice. So the next phase of the plan will be stealing the constituent components for bronze crossbows from the Keldergrim crossbow stall. I know, you're amazed, right? Very, very inefficient. I'll be doing that from 15 all the way to 24, and then I'll switch over into something even more elusive. So let's see. And we've successfully stolen 10 sets of limbs and 10 stocks. This should definitely put me at least to about level 20 fletching. From there, we can also boost with the +8 relic and start our way doing some Blurite stuff. You see these 3 weapons in my inventory? They probably all look like the same crossbow to you, but forget using the Dorgashin weapons with bone bolts. This is the new way forward. Just these 3 weapons which have the exact same stats, but all different item IDs and names. And the alternative plan for feeding Thurgo is to pick up the pie dish from here in the Hesidious Church. Alright, let's see the absolute mountain of smithing XP we get for the sword. And here we go. How much is it gonna be? I didn't even see how much XP I got. Oh man, that was so scuffed. I think we got around 140k for that with our current XP multipliers, so... Okay, I'm probably the only man in the history of, well, anything to smith a full inventory of Blurite over at Releka, but we are going to be making the Blurite crossbow bolts. Maybe eventually we get around to using them. Yo, this fishing store on Mostly Harmless is actually so obscure, it doesn't even have a wiki entry. I've took a massive chance about coming here. We need additional flowers. Why not support the local pirate economy that's rising up against... Oh, never mind. This is like the deadest fishing shop in the whole land. Alright, well, the pirate store proved to be a complete gargalon, so we're going to do some more Twisted League throwbacks. Let's buy some feather packs from this humble establishment down in the Warrens. Feels good. Okay, so now we are 31 fletching. We can basically boost up with the +8 symbol and get some Kebbit tipped hunting bolts. And I'll reveal the reason why just shortly. Let me meet you guys back in Yanil. Okay, welcome back to Yanil. This guy, Leon, actually goes ahead and sells us a hunter's crossbow. How many people here have used it? Probably not many of you. In any case, you can get ammo for this weapon. Oh, you need 50 ranged? Okay, I'm going to make a Blurite crossbow to train 7 levels with. Might as well since we made all those bolts. But yeah, this weapon actually requires you to do some hunting with Kebbits. So we will eventually find out how to do that. So to obtain the ammo, without doing any prior research in the wiki, I believe I'm going to need to track razorbacked Kebbits in the woodland somewhere. So to that end, we're going to make probably the most underused of the silver jewelry. So we made it to the Berg the Rot furnace. As you can see, we're actually going to be crafting Rings of Pursuit, which offer about 25% chance for you to skip any tracks the creatures left and instantly finish the hunt, which is really cool. And now we are currently on our way to hunt some prickly backed Kebbits that require 49 hunter. Again, pretty uncommon method of obtaining ranged ammunition. We can then trade them back to Leon back in Yanil for making some 6 sets of bolts for 40 GP each, so pretty good deal. We're gonna head up there now and get to work getting some ammunition. So we spent maybe about 15 to 20 minutes gathering up enough of these spikes to make maybe about 100 or more ammo. And then we have 114 long Kebbit bolts ready to be fired from the finest of hunter crossbows as soon as we hit 50 ranged. Now that we have the absolute epitome of the maximum range setup, I've concocted a pretty beautiful plan in mind. And some of you might remember the introduction video to the series. I panned over that area in the Legends Quest dungeon. We ain't gonna do the Legends Quest, are you kidding me? Going through the Dragon's Eye dungeon, I can't be bothered doing that when I'm sitting on an absolute mountain of Sage's Renown. So therefore, if we scroll down into unlocks and auto-complete the Legends Quest, we may access that dungeon. That is where we'll be doing some of the range training over to level 50. Then I think we might head to the ranging guild. But yeah, let's use up some of these Blurite bolts. And our bottomless fragment is on tier 3 thanks to Brine Rats. So we'll be saving up to 90% of our ammunition. Aha, there we have it. 50 ranged. Currently safe spotting some Shadow Warriors. Still no shield left half. We can officially be upset since it's been about 12 kills. I think I might stay here until like 55, just to give us a bit of a boost for when we transition over to the Ranging Guild. We need a slight upgrade before we proceed to the Ranging Guild, so we've selected the relic that gives us 40 fletching with a +8 boost. And we are going to create a willow longbow, and I'll show you guys what that's for in a second. Also, I'm pretty sure I just picked up my first fletching fragment. Okay, before we transition to the next grind, we did stop by the combat camp training store. There's surely some archery supplies for sale, at least like 17 bronze arrows. Yes, we were right, there's 200. That should suffice for the entirety of the ranging grind we're going to do over at the guild. But just in case it's not enough, I'm also going to buy some arrow tips. I think I can make steel right about now, so I might as well put my money to good use. This is such a weird store. Why is there like randomly an adamant two-hander in here? Dude, those arrows really escalated my level. I think I got like 14 levels. They're like 900 XP drop each for just a stack of 800. I'm still going to count it as a strange method because I got the arrow tips over at the combat training camp. But nevertheless, we can now go ahead and start the Ranging Guild grind. So, I've made it to the Ranging Guild. The first thing I would want to try, and this is the explicit reason why we made a longbow, is upstairs of this tower, there's like 4 different sets of archers, and you can train on them. I'm not sure if it awards any archery tickets, but I think we're going to spend from like 55 to 60. And you can take cover like here. So I'm going to be shooting those guys over there. This is a pretty unique minigame, because you can only reach them with long range. As such. So we're going to be chilling over here for a little while and see if we can get some levels. Well, that was very tedious, but we finally got to 60 ranged. We can't actually claim any archery tickets, but we did partake in some very, very dead content from long ago. Gave some much needed love to one of the more underused guilds in the game. And yeah, we'll finish up the archery ticket grind. It's about 2,400 for the green d'hide body, so... And this should be the final game of the archery practice. Now let's claim the final ticket. Now we have 2,400, which should be a sufficient amount to go ahead and pick up a green d'hide body. So let's speak to these red boys over here and grab a green d'hide body, as promised. What a beautiful way to obtain such a simple piece of gear. Now we are finally ready to undertake some real range training, and I'm really hoping that you enjoyed this episode as well. In the next one, I guess we'll be starting off with the Crystallia Slayer grind. We'll also be obtaining some more upgrades, probably doing the Dragon Defender grind along the way, and seeing what other kind of shenanigans we can get into. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.